It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hello! What's happening, everybody? Give yourselves a hand, please. Applause, applause. I don't have the sign. Give yourself a hand. Thank you for watching. If you're watching me live, if you're not watching me live, if you're watching, period, live or not, I'm just glad that you're watching me. It's the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live, if you're watching me live, Monday through Friday. 6:30 p.m. here on the East Coast in the Charleston, South Carolina metro area where the beautiful Geno Media Studios are. 5:30 if you're in Chicago with my mom and my sisters, and my nieces and nephews. My man, shout out to my man, Sean Mitchell, law school student, about to go ahead and do take the bar and the whole 9 yards out in LA, where the fireworks, boy, the aftermath is still, yes, the dust has not settled. It is 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast, where it's the day after the slap seen around the world. Yes, and Chris Rock still doesn't have the taste back in his mouth because Will Smith literally, bam, slapped the taste out of his mouth. Then he turned around, then he turned his back to Chris Rock and was strolling off like he was Denzel Washington in Equalizer, or if he was like John Wayne, and just calmly walked his happy ass back to his seat after Jada kind of gave him that look like, you heard that? What you gonna do? I bet Tupac would do something. I bet Tupac would whoop his ass. She didn't have to say it. The look said it. Because Will was yuck, 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 laughing. Hey, Jada, G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see you. Yuck, 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 yuck. Jada rolled her eyes up in the air, gave him that look like, oh, you think that's funny? I bet Tupac wouldn't have thought it was funny. And Will was like, oh, I better do something. Yes, 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 yes. Man, people are still talking about that. So, Richard Williams is mad at Will Smith. Will Smith, he got it after he slapped the taste out of Chris Rock's mouth. Then Will Smith was awarded, he won the Academy Award, which he deserved. So look, y'all, no, you cannot take his Academy back. He earned that because he played the hell out of Richard Williams in the movie King Richard. And King Richard himself, Mr. Richard Williams, sir, my brother, he's a little mad at Will Smith. He's like, yo, Will, dude, you making me look bad. Man, you giving me, King Richard, a bad name. You wilding out. You slapping the taste out of folks' mouth. I didn't even do that. I wanted to do it. It was a whole bunch of white reporters that was asking my daughters them dumbass questions. And it was a whole bunch of reporters and folks that was talking about my girls when they first started playing tennis and they had the little beads in their hair and it was calling them hood and ghetto. Yeah, I wanted to slap the taste. I probably wanted to punch or shoot some folks, but I didn't do that. And what do? You get on global TV in front of all these folks, black on black man violence, and you slap the taste out of Chris Rock's mouth? Man, making me look bad, bro. You won the Academy, but you stole my moment. My daughter's up there and they see you slapping another black man. Come on, man. Yes, you tarnishing my good name, King Richard Williams. Now, you done stayed in that character playing me. Yes, I said it and I meant it. You done stayed in that character playing me a little too long. I'm going to need you to come out of character, Will. I'm going to need you to come out of character. I'm going to need you to calm your ass down. And instead of hitting Chris Rock, I'm going to need you to come on over here and hit this joint. How about that? Calm yourself down. Really? I'm just saying. So, listen, Will, take the advice of your elders, dude. Listen to them. All jokes aside, let me address this because there's still so many layers to the story and so many people are talking about it. I'm going to say it again. we all need someone to save us. We all need somebody in our lives to save us from ourselves. I know recently, like I said, Damaris had to save me from myself twice, like really within like the last month. So it's so important that we have somebody to save us from ourselves. Now, I've heard a lot of debate, I've heard a significant number of guys and women saying, well, you know what, it's about time that, somebody stood up. We talk about protecting black women. And then when you had a black man protecting a black woman, then y'all mad. No, come on, really, guys? It's layers to this. All right, listen, I got some receipts on this. Not only do I talk about protecting black women, not only have I said so many times on this show, the most unprotected, disrespected, devalued, unheard person on the planet is a black woman. I said it and I meant it and I mean it today. But there are levels to this, okay? I've been protecting black women since I was 4 years old and fighting a grown-ass man who put his hands on my mother in front of me. I'm not even gonna tell you all the times that I literally have walked into harm's way, unarmed, looking for folks. Okay, so I'm when it comes to protecting women, especially, any woman, but women in my family, I'm not the dude that you're gonna just put your hands on a woman in front of. I'm just not gonna ignore it. That's not me. But that's part of my own childhood trauma. So I can own up to that. We all have stuff that, childhood trauma, some kind of trauma. Black folks, we got 402 years of trauma passed down through our DNA. There's a scientific fact behind that. The trauma of lynching. We're going to talk about lynching. Got some good news about that at the end of the show. So I get it. Nobody literally has put in their body in the line of defense of black women more than I have. So it's not even bragging. I'm just stating the fact. So I got a little credibility and understanding, seeing a woman when I was a little boy, being beaten up by a grown man. And I jumped in to do something. Couldn't do much at 4, but I did what I could. So, and I get it. There are too many women, especially too many black women, that feel like in real life, they haven't had any man to stand up and defend them and protect them from bullies, people who have verbally bullied, assaulted, or worse, physically assaulted them, or worse. I get it. I lived it. I'm not telling you something I heard. I lived it. I've seen it from the time I was 4 years old. So nobody is more sensitive than that. But sometimes we need people, somebody, just one person that we trust, that knows us and knows how to basically save us from ourselves. And I get it. I'm not judging Jada, not at all. I don't know what Jada's gone through. Listen, we're complicated, man. Human beings are complicated. I've seen videos where she talked about she was, I'm paraphrasing, she was very comfortable with not having any hair. But I understand what she said in that moment, and then she has some moments where it's probably, in some feelings, rightfully so. I get it. Like I said, I was full disclosure. I talked about it yesterday. So my mom has a form of lupus that caused her to lose her hair, and it caused portions of her scalp there were discolorations. So I get it. And I talked to her, so I understand what it's like for a woman, especially a black woman. Your hair. This society has tied so much into a woman's hair, beauty and identity, and then just all the discrimination that black people and black women have had to go through, in terms of different jobs in the corporate world, about if you're wearing your hair natural, or if you're a television personality, folks complaining they don't like your hair wearing it natural. They want you to have a European standard, i.e. translation to straighten your hair. So I know I get all of that. I do, but it's just, I'm just grateful. I thank God that I have and have had people, the women in my life that have meant the most to me, to save me from myself. Now, I'm just glad that, all jokes aside, Sunday night could have turned out a whole lot worse. I know there's some folks are saying, well, it's Hollywood and blah, blah, blah. And, he just slapped Chris Rock. And now Chris Rock is like every show. He's got a show in Boston. It's like sold out. He's going on tour later this year. He's going on tour with Kevin Hart. So like the comedy show. So Kevin Hart got a show tomorrow night, Wednesday night in Boston. Tickets were $50. Before the slap on Sunday night, before the slap scene around the world. Now, those same $50 tickets cost you like $450 a ticket. So that slap, hey, man, that slap was good for Chris Rock's bank account, but it wasn't a good look. Just wasn't. Some people say, man, Geno, you doing too much. You attaching too much to it. And how are you going to somehow connect that to like young black men, beating up or shooting, killing each other, either in the streets of big cities or in some of these, rural areas or wherever. And it ain't just black folks, The majority of white on white crime is white people on white people. The majority of crime is between races. Crime is a function of proximity for the most part. It happens with people who basically live near each other. I mean, unless you're a serial killer, you're not going to jump in a car and drive 8 hours and go just kill up a stranger. That's not what, conflict and beef happens. Usually in communities where people know of each other or live around each other. But still, it wasn't a good look, because there are some young brothers out there who are a fan of Will Smith from being an actor, a fan of Chris Rock from his comedy work and being in movies. He was in New Jack City, who they don't have the emotional intelligence to understand that, because they're dealing with trauma, because they feel that just to survive every day, they're not in a gang, but they got to carry a gun to keep the gangs from recruiting them or killing them or robbing them. That's real. I know that's real. I talk to young men, young brothers in every city that I worked in, that I work in now. So there's a significant number of young brothers that will see that and think, okay, that's how you resolve conflict. Somebody said, do you know how many, the jail is full of brothers who are in there because somebody stepped on their shoes. I get it. I don't tolerate disrespect either. I'm like, oh, you're not going to disrespect me, but there are levels to it. There are levels to it. And my grandfather, Conway Jones, like I've told you all, the smartest, wisest person to date that I've ever met. One of the many pearls of wisdom that he had was that, Jeannie, trouble is easy to get into, but it is hard to get out of. And that's a message that I try to convey especially to my young brothers and sisters. But even some of the older brothers and sisters need to get that message. But I'm admitting, honest, full disclosure, I'm fortunate because there were times when I needed people to save me from myself. So we just gotta do better. So yes, it's not, as far as I'm concerned, it's not saying or doing too much connecting what happened because we were fortunate. Because had there been some different comedians and Will Smith would have casually walked up there and slapped them about telling a joke, really wasn't a funny joke. Now, supposedly, from what depending on what source you want to believe, that Chris Rock did not even write that joke. Because, award shows, the Oscars, the Academies, the Grammys, all these big award shows, the ESPYs, they have a team of writers. Like the show's producers, they got to approve of the jokes. You got to have your monologue done. They want to see it and approve the jokes, especially on a show like the Oscars or the Grammys. So now, depending on what source you want to believe, supposedly Amy Schumer wrote this joke for Chris Rock. Because, what people don't realize that these comedians, some of the most famous, well-known, funniest comedians, they have people that write jokes for them. Because if they got an hour, just think about it. You got 1 hour and you got to just talking for an hour. So think about it. If you got to write enough jokes that are funny for 60 minutes, that's a lot of writing. I don't care who you are, you need a little help. So yes, comedians on that level, they have writers on staff, up and coming comics. That's how they get discovered. That's how they come up. You write for a big name, you get a reputation in the comedy game. Hey, this dude's writing for so-and-so, or this woman is writing for so-and-so. Wanda Sykes was a writer at one time for Chris Rock. So that's how that thing goes. But it's just, I just can't stress it enough. We need somebody in our lives, all of us, that can save us from ourselves. And, we got a responsibility. Those of us to whom much is given, much is required. And there's the responsibility. And we are human. And we all fall short. We are all a work in progress. And we all want to be the best version of ourselves. But we're human. So that means that we are not always going to be the best version of ourselves at all times. Some of us are never the best version of ourselves. But the goal is to strive to be the best version of ourselves as much as possible. The goal is to do it like always, like every second of the day. But we're human. And like Denzel told Will Smith, he said, when you're at your highest, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you. And that's some of the best advice. I'm going to say that again. Please write that one down, post it on your bathroom mirror, or when you wake up in the morning. Just like Mary J. Blige's song, she said, "Good morning, gorgeous." That's to affirm herself, to get her to believe in herself. Good morning, gorgeous. Along with that, take this one. When you're at your highest, be careful, because that's when the devil will come for you. And that's real talk. So Sunday, we can laugh and joke about it now, but that could have really got sideways. Just imagine two of the biggest iconic, not just comedy icons, we're talking about pop culture icons, just happened to be black men. Could have been tussling. And think about it. And Will Smith, he was so bold after he slapped Chris Rock, he turned around and casually, he just strolling, walking back to his seat calmly, like ain't nothing happened. Listen, I'm just telling you, you won't get to slap me, because if you walk up on me, after you cross a certain point, you cross that point, it's like, oh, you're about to hit me. I don't start a fight, but I'm going to end it. And you're not going to attempt to slap me and then turn around and just walk back to your seat. Listen, there's some folks, because I'm not going to slap, if you slap me or slap at me, I'm not going to slap you. I'm going to punch you, like real hard. Or I'm just going to make sure that, well, okay, you know what? You put your hands on me, I'm going to end this fight quick. So you ain't going to be doing no punching. And I don't advocate violence. That's the point. That is my point. That's why we all need somebody to save us from ourselves. But that could have got sideways. Chris Rock could have grabbed a mic a mic stand, anything. It could have got really, really ugly. That's all, man. That's all. And Will Smith has apologized to Chris. Well, he apologized to Chris on Instagram. So they haven't apologized. Now, depending on who you want to believe, supposedly Will has talked to Chris, but then Chris people, they're telling TMZ they haven't talked. I don't know what the status is now. I hope they have. I got a feeling next year we'll see a commercial. They'll be like Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. I don't know what it'll be. It'll be, they got Mike Bites. They'll have Will Slaps. It'll be some gummies, some edible gummies filled with weed, edible, some gummies that folks can get high on with the shape of a hand slapping somebody. And Will and Chris Rock could probably do the commercial. Heck, they could go on they could bring back Bad Boys Resurrected. Instead of Martin Lawrence, Will Smith and Chris Rock slapping the taste out of each other's mouth and slapping other folks, crime fighters. Maybe I should save that. I should write that script myself, maybe. Just trying to lighten the moment. All right, listen, before I get out of here, I got some great news. President Biden has signed the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill. It's the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act. It is now federal law. Lynching is a federal hate crime as of right now. Shout out to Emmett Till's family. I saw his cousin, the person that was with Emmett Till when he was kidnapped, before they lynched him and murdered him and just brutalized his body. And, he said something that was really important. He said, the laws can kind of make people, I'm paraphrasing, can make them behave a little better, but the law can't change a man's heart. And that is so true. But at least it can hold you accountable. If your heart is wrong, you can have the hate in your heart, but if you act on that hate, you will be held accountable. Because unfortunately, the animals, because no human could do to Emmett Till what they did. No human could do that to another human and have any sense of humanity in them. They were just in a human form, but their spirit and soul was corrupted. Animals in the wild are not that vicious, just inhumane. That's just my take on it. So I'm happy about that. Emmett Till was only 14 years old, from Chicago, from the south side of Chicago. So there's a connection there for me. 1955. Went down south for the summer like a lot of people did in my family and all throughout. People live in the north, you have family in the south. In the summer, when school's out, you go visit your cousins or your family, your grandparents down south. They say go down south and visit your family and friends for the summer. And that's what Emmett Till did when he was just brutally and inhumanely just murdered. So thank you, President Biden. And I want to thank the members of the House of Representatives and the Senate that voted finally to make the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act law. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. Thank you for watching, everybody watching me in real time right here on the Geno Jones Show. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones channel right here on YouTube. Tell everybody you know, everybody you like, love, folks you can't stand, that you don't know, that you hate, strangers, aliens. Tell them all. The best and the baddest show in the business, the Geno Jones Show. Check it out and watch it live Monday through Friday. Please like and subscribe. So subscribe to my channel. Please like and share this and every episode. Shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the CEO of Designer Cuts, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out. Check him out on Instagram. Check out his page. Check out his work. He is a hair artiste. He is a hair specialist. And you can see his work on Instagram, Kelby Cutting Up. KELBECUTTINUP. Shout out to Allie Jones and Bruce Gage, the official wardrobe consultants and stylists for the Geno Jones Show. Allie Jones, fashion designer, fashion design major, Columbia College, Chicago. Check out her collection, her drip on Instagram. Lexi with 2 X's, LEXXIE _ that line below. Lexi with 2 X's _ Nicole Designs. Bruce Gage, who provided this. Oh, you like this drip? Oh, yeah. Provided the blazer here. This is part of the Mario Uomo collection. You can check out the collection, the drip, on Bruce Gage's Instagram page. It is Miglio di Mario Uomo. That's an Italian name. Miglio di Mario Uomo. That's MIGILIODIMARIOUOMO. MIGILIODIMARIOUOMO. Thanks for watching, everybody. I love each and every one of you. Mother, you know I love you more than life itself. Go back and binge watch last night's episode. It was like part 1 of the slap scene around the world. Oh, you got to see last night's monologue. Woo! Yes, in the conversation. Check it out. Give me your comments to the next live edition of the Geno Jones Show. Is going to be Wednesday. My Working Divas Wednesday. Tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So until then, let me just say this one last thing. As always, be blessed. And let's pray for peace. Let's pray for peace between Chris Rock and Will Smith. Let's pray for peace, all jokes aside. All around the world, every city in America and all around the world, big and small. Pray for peace in Ukraine. And let's just pray for peace all over the world. Thanks for watching. Go back and binge watch all my back episodes. We'll see you live Wednesday night, afternoon, evening, 6:30 p.m. Eastern.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.